This is a Can MX-3 racing down this path at full speed, and this is a FPV drone. In this video I will attempt to chase the buggy with the FPV drone going full speed. That's me on the left. First we have to get to the location to fly the drone. We also saw some epic locations at this adventure. Hey guys, check out the view on the left. So you're wondering what is the plan for today? Well, we're in a rush to cross the whole country with these buggies, and since we're short on time, I have to capture as much footage as possible with the limited time we have. So my idea was to strap myself in and fly the FPV from inside this monster at high speeds. This footage was actually captured from inside of the buggy. This isn't your regular drone flight, this is also an adventure. First we meet up at my friend's house, suit up and pack all the supplies. Everything's packed and ready, we can get this adventure started. Meet my driver for today. I just need to strap myself in first. I'm always struggling with that. All strapped in, now we can go. First checkpoint is Blidinje Lake. This lake is the biggest natural lake in Bosnia and Herzegovina and is the reason the park got its name. And the drive will be approximately 30 minutes. So let's sit back and enjoy the ride. The mask was too loose and I was struggling to keep it on. It was quite difficult because the cars were producing so much dirt, it was impossible to breathe. So I'm just holding it into place before the first stop. The guys in front of us were giving so much gas, we were getting bombarded by stones. Turkey did his best to avoid the stones coming at us.
Just started the trip and it's already raining. It's crazy.
I even got water inside of my beer, which was really pissing me off. It was just pouring out there, so we stopped and tried to figure out what we're gonna do next. Just continue straight forward and hope that it stops raining, or try to seek shelter. But after checking the weather report, it looked like it was gonna rain all night. So we decided to head up to one of our cabins and stay there for the night. First, I have to show you how dirty the buggy is.
We haven't even started the trip.
The guys barbecued during the day and we spent the night. We woke up to this beautiful morning. The day was just perfect. We had no idea that today was the day we would almost go into a minefield. Yeah, I'm not joking. You see the warning sign in the middle of the tree. Man, this was scary. But not only that, I will also be flying the FPV today. We're at day 2 of the adventure and traveled only 50 kilometers out of 240. We have to get going if we're gonna travel the whole country with the buggies. Hey guys, we need to get off the asphalt. Take a left here and let's get going towards the mountains. Let's head over to Rama Lake. The guys are super happy to be on the dirt road so they can finally start ripping it. Also stumbled upon some fellow adventurers on the way. I have to say hi. We're finally entering the woods and now the fun part begins. We can speed as much as we want because there's no people here. I can't believe I'm doing all of this just to capture some FPV footage for my YouTube channel. Once we get on top of this road, I'm gonna launch the FPV drone. This is my view from the buggy. I'm gonna attempt to fly the FPV from inside of here. Fuck me! After we dried off yesterday, we're wet again. Shit. But it is fun though, driving in these buggies. here we'll make a short pit stop just to show you the location before we head out to the top of the mountain. This is Rama Lake, one of the most beautiful lakes in Bosnia and Herzegovina. I highly recommend you check it out. That's enough for a pit stop. Let's get going to the top of the mountain and let the drone rip. The road towards the top had no barriers, and Igor said if you go out the cliff you won't stop rolling until you get down to the lake. Just look at this. So I asked Želja to take it easy up the hill, cause this looked so unsafe. As we were going up the hill, we met a car on the way. Želja was saying he was gonna pass him, and I was thinking, no, wait. Želja found a small gap and just passed him without any problems. These guys love driving buggies, so asking them to take it easy is basically impossible on such a nice road. They do drive safely though.
Serious?
Yes, I am serious. So we're the first one on the top of the mountains. We have to wait for the rest of the guys before I start to fly the FPV from inside of the buggy. So I'm telling them to wait until I fire up the drone. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm so nervous because the insurance on my drone just went out. I hope I don't crash it. Everything's set up and ready, so let's go. Serki is gonna be our navigation and tell us when the turn's coming up and which turn it is. And that's the drone up there floating on the right side. We're in the front of the lines and I'm flying the FPV from inside of this first buggy. From the air it looks calm and easy to fly, but once you got into the buggy it's a whole other ball game. It wasn't that bad flying the drone right here when it was nice and flat, but once we hit the corners it's almost impossible to keep the drone in the air. I barely managed to avoid the trees and bushes right here. Here I was telling Želja to slow down as I was hitting corners at full speed. While I was trying to turn around in the drone, I almost hit the tree right there. So I'm literally sitting and flying inside of this buggy, and these are the speeds we're traveling in and that I'm flying the drone from. Look where I'm flying through now. Right between there, I almost crashed again. Right about now I started to feel really sick. I almost felt like I'm gonna puke all over the guys. As we were entering the woods again, there was a lot more trees, so I almost hit it like once, twice, 3 times. And I pulled up just to get away from the trees. After so many close calls, I decided to land my drone before I crash it. Igor was saying he didn't know this was possible. Me neither, to be honest. Here I'm complaining that I'm so sick I wanna puke. So let's get going toward the rest of the trip and the minefield. But before we could get going, we met some woodcutters and we had problems squeezing by. The buggies went by pretty quickly, but the jeep was much wider. But we got some help from the woodcutters, barely squeezing by. The road is becoming more challenging, so we're taking it slowly. As we're climbing out the mountains, everybody getting up there. Manda and Darko was the first one in the buggies. As we were going up, Darko met us and he stepped on right off the road and said, "Don't go any further. Now there's mines up there, man." So we got out of the car and discussed what we were gonna do. And Želja had suggested that we should set one guy up there. Igor had a look and showed us that it literally says mines ahead. Warning from the federal government. This is no joke. So we had a look with the drone to figure out exactly where the mines are and when the road was. And Igor told us exactly where it is.
Evo ovdje je najljepši vrh, ali kraj jedno table piše Mini. Ajde do njega.
So we figure out that the mines were towards the right side and not where the roads is. We're pretty sure that we can avoid the mines and that the road is pretty clear. So we're just gonna continue up there. Hopefully we did a good enough job with scouting the mines out. So we're continuing up the mountain. far so good, no mines exploding. So we managed to get up to the top of the mountain. Being stressed out as we were works up the appetite, so the guys start to prepare us to eat. I found it so interesting that they managed to turn their jeep into basically an oven. And they prepared us some food to eat. There's nothing like eating sausages at the top of the mountain after surviving going through a minefield. Or close to the minefield. After relaxing, having some food and some drinks, it was time to jump into the buggies, head toward Šipovo, which will be our final destination and where we will pitch a tent. Honestly, I haven't pitched a tent in like 20 years, but it's nice to get out of your comfort zone, so I'm gonna do it today with the guys, even though I know it's gonna be super cold. Need to get off this mountain first and hope there's no more mines ahead. Bosnia-Herzegovina is such a beautiful country, like look at the locations we are blessed with. It's so damn beautiful. The road coming down the mountains was quite challenging. As we were climbing down, we had to stop to take in the breathtaking views. As we got off the mountain, we had to use asphalt roads to get to the next section of the trip. Usually we only stick to off-road terrain as it's better for our Can-Ams. And we ensured that our rides are always adventurous, so we got off the asphalt road as soon as possible. And back to the fun part. As we were entering the woods again, Emil asked me if I wanted to join him in the Can-Am. I had no idea that he drives like a total fucking maniac. Everybody was speeding through the forest. It didn't take long before we came at the end of it. As we were so close to our final destination, Šipovo, we stopped for a small bathroom break. And we saw one of the most beautiful natures I've seen in my life. Just look at this. We're finally arriving at the destination where we will set up camp and spend the night. So we quickly need to park our Can-Ams, our jeeps and everything and set up tent before the night sets in. And this is Nikic, he's our parking sensor. He signals us when to stop. That was like the best parking sound ever. Nikic, tell the jeep when to stop. What kind of sound is that? This guy is a legend, I love this guy. But everybody's unpacking their tents. There's me over there having a beer. Anti-helpful. I'm just kidding, I had to help out. Can't have them set up all the tents. So we have traveled for 120 kilometers with our buggies. Travel almost the whole country. The plan is to spend the night here and then drive back to Mostar tomorrow. Another 120 kilometers. Tomorrow I'll be driving back with Igor and he's the fastest driver here. And Igor drives so damn fast that I fell asleep from the exhaustion. You have to check this out. Igor even recorded me sleeping. When we arrived back at the house, I tried to fly the FPV from inside of this buggy, but I failed. I crashed it. Now we're gonna do some barbecuing, get some sleep and get ready for the trip back tomorrow. So let's put on some Balkan music and enjoy the night. Not everybody likes this kind of music. Remember Galic, the guy who started the trip with the slippers? Well, he's still wearing them. And we were trying to take a picture of it, he woke up. Emil was also telling some jokes. We had a few beers and traveled a lot, so we found everything funny. Emil was such a legend because he kept telling jokes all night. We got so tired that we fell asleep around the fire. And I woke up in the middle of the night.
Where I'm sleeping. Outside there's more of us. I'm keeping this fire going so we don't freeze.
After surviving the cold night, we were woken up by a small cat who were lost and arrived at our camp. Bachi took really good care of her. After cuddling with the cat for a bit, we decided to leave it in a safe space before we continue back to Mostar. The rest of the guys packed all the stuff and prepared the jeeps to get back. We refueled all our tires and checked the safety. Picked up all the garbage and left for Mostar. 120 kilometers back. In the way back, I joined Igor driving the buggy at full speed. Igor is really one remarkable driver. Just look at the speed we're traveling in. Total insanity. He passed every Jeep and every Can-Am that he came across and continued speeding down the road. But we made sure that we were safe because there was always a car or a Can-Am on top of the road a few kilometers up, making sure that nobody passes us on the way so we don't have an accident. We always prioritize safety. We stopped at this stone to refill our Can-Ams and continue forward. Our tire was also a bit flat, so we used the Jeep to refill the air again. Driving at these speeds sure does use a lot of gasoline. So everything refueled and ready, so we just need to get back to Mostar. We're gonna do a bit more speeding and then I'm gonna attempt to fly the drone from inside of here. As we were getting closer and the speed started to slow down, this is when I actually fell asleep. I couldn't take it no more. Honestly, it was just way too much adrenaline for me. And this is where Igor filmed me and sent to the guys that I was falling asleep in a Can-Am. And then he woke me up at the final stage where I chased him on a gravel road. The guys closed off the street as we were attempting to do this. So I was setting up the drone, putting it in manual mode, and I was telling Igor, so let's go. As we were leaving, my angle was too high up and I didn't give it enough gas, so I crashed even before we started. So I went to pick up the drone and see if it's gonna fly again. So I told Igor that we're blocking the road way too much for other people, so let's just do it from the ground. Let's go. All the way to the top before I lost signal and the whole trip was over. 260 kilometers in 3 days.